Good evening, YouTube viewers and subscribers. Today I've got a box in front of me and I'm actually going to do an unboxing. Now I've kind of blacked out the sender's name to protect the innocent. But the reason I'm going to do this unboxing is because when I opened this up I saw something that was somewhat unexpected, and this just goes to show you how freaking awesome of friends, subscribers, viewers I have. And I'll explain that a little bit more, but let's open this box that I got today and see what's inside here. And the reason that I'm doing this unboxing is right on top is something I totally didn't expect, which is greatly appreciated and will be used. And that is because I've been using these on all of my planes now. It's yet another volt watch so that I can put it on the next plane so I can make sure I have a good battery level. So that's cool. That's very awesome. I love that kind of stuff, and I wish I had these little trinkets to send out to people, but I don't generally. So, anyway, now to the subject of this video. Look at that. It says Webra. What could be in this Webra box? Well, let's find out. Let's put this back in here, move this out of the way, and see what kind of Webra motor is hiding within this box. I want to close in a little bit here. So we've got a Webra box. Let's see, does it give us any kind of hint? I see no hints on the box that tell us what kind of engine is in here. I know what's in there, but you don't. We'll soon. Look at this. What the hell is this? What kind of an engine comes with a belt? A Webra belt even. That's interesting. Webra belt, and looks like there's a couple of intake manifold gaskets in there. Wow, that's interesting. Look at this. It's an exhaust. And those of you that watch my channel on a regular basis might actually recognize this portion of the exhaust. So without further ado, here is an exhaust, or a muffler I should say. Looks like this muffler's had its better days, which explains why this one is attached to the header. Let's see what kind of an engine we've got in here. Holy cow, look at what we got here. We have yet another Webra T460 engine. Now, how in the hell do you figure that I could be so fortunate as to actually have held two of these engines within the same 2 weeks? This is a different engine than the one that I ran, last week or whatever. This is an engine that was sent to me by a very awesome subscriber, member, and somebody I consider a friend for my evaluation and my possible ownership. So let's see what kind of compression. This thing feels like it's got good compression. So this, if I haven't already said, which I know I haven't, this is a quick look at this Webra T460 engine, and in prelude to a box to the bench run. So I got a little nervous there because I didn't see this. But now I see the needle valve. So we're cool there. So this is an engine that has been run already. The fellow that sent this to me has already done a run of this engine and he said it ran great. So he sent it to me after seeing my videos and said, hey, I got one of these. Maybe we can make a deal for this engine. So this is my initial inspection of this engine, to see if this is an engine that I want to actually keep and own, because I have plenty of other engines that I could trade for this thing, and we've already kind of agreed on what that engine might be. So Brandon so kindly sent this to me in advance of me, sending him my trade engine. So let's look at this. I like to smell my engines. Obviously I know it's been run, so I know it smells like fuel residue. So the carb has been mounted a slightly different way, which I didn't even think to do that on the other engine that I ran, which was kind of stupid on my part. I mean, all I would have had to do is loosen this nut like this and rotate the carb, but I didn't do that. For whatever reason I ran it, I think it was like this, so it was kind of at a weird angle. But anyway, so I'm looking this engine over, and it's a used engine, obviously. Kind of dirty. It could use a cleanup. Now what I'm noticing here is, I hope this was a previously damaged prop, because it looks like it was a Zor. Pretty damn nice prop, 14.6 stub here. It's actually a really nice stub that I'm going to keep for other engines just as a spacer. So what I'm noticing here is that, let me zoom in. I'm noticing some marks on the prop washer. So I know not the person that sent this to me, but the previous owner or owners had done some stuff like, you know, putting a wrench or something on here and caused this little marking on that. I'm seeing some marking on the case itself too, like bearings have been replaced on this engine, and whoever was disassembling this engine didn't have the proper, you know, tool to actually remove this, so maybe they were doing a little bit of prying, which is unfortunate. Not sure if this nut is a stock nut or not. Not too concerned about that. One thing I'm looking at here is I want to see these fasteners here. To me, it kind of looks like this fastener is not really sitting centered in this hole, so that's a little bit of something I need to take a look at when I disassemble this engine. Maybe these heads look like they might be a little wallered out too. The thing I noticed in the pictures that were sent to me about this engine also is I don't have my magnifier on my hat or my head right now, but I noticed one thing that's a bit of a concern is that we've got some mismatched fasteners here on the intake manifold, and this gasket that's on here is clearly really thick and not stock. That makes me concerned that maybe we have some wallering out of the threads on the head here. So I'm a little concerned about that right off the bat as to whether or not your stock fasteners won't tighten anymore, or why there would be this huge thick gasket. Aside from that, it looks like it's in fine shape. The carb moves, and it seems to have pretty darn good compression. So, like I said, this is a prelude to a box of the bench review, which will be done on this engine in the next few days or so, or as soon as I can get around to it. I hope to do it very soon. So, some of you may be asking, okay, so you said you're not paying for this engine, which I'm not paying in money. You might say, well, what the heck are you paying for this engine if it's trade? Well, that's kind of a thing that I don't necessarily know that I have to tell you, but I'm going to. I have a Sato 180 that I just recently purchased from another very good friend of mine for a very good price, and I just cleaned it up and did videos on it, and of course that's a whole separate story. But anyway, it looks like the price I will pay to keep this engine as my own is a used Sato FA 180, which, based on the price I paid for that engine, makes this, you know, a reasonably good deal. It's a deal that obviously I'm happy enough in that I would consider doing this. So this concludes our quick look at yet number 2 Webra T460 engine within the last month. And I'm just kind of giving it another once over here and looking at it before, because I'm babbling. Looking at it here, it looks like it's in pretty fine shape. So anyway, there you have it. The second Webra T460 engine that I've had in my hands this month. Thank you for watching.